Hi everyone, it's Pamela Ferguson, and I wanted to come on and talk to you today about the accounts that I have in my daily life and what they're each used for. So there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 that I'm going to talk about today. The first one is a checking account. Probably everyone has these already, so you're already ahead of the game and completed step 1. Even younger children can get some sort of a checking account where they can get a debit card. It's great for them to learn how to deal with money too, even at a younger age. You probably have to be, as a parent, on the account with them, but I think that's fine too. Now, what bank to use? First of all, I would say convenient for you. If you are somebody who has maybe checks, then you can't deposit it. Some banks allow you to do online depositing through an app and some don't. But even if you do have it, there's usually a couple day delay. So you might want to find something that has an actual building that you can go to that's fairly convenient for you. I personally prefer a local or a regional bank instead of more of the larger banks, but really that's a personal preference, so that's on you to decide. The second thing is a savings account, but I want to specifically hone in on a high yield savings account. Now, your personal bank may offer these, however, they tend not to be as high interest as if you go to another source. So the source I'm going to recommend that you go to, not sponsored at all, it's bankrate.com. So bankrate.com, and click on high yield savings accounts, and they will literally give you a list of accounts and their current interest rates. You can literally look at them and choose one, and it's all done online. So you open an account pretty easy. Depends on the bank you use or the venue you use, but usually there's no minimums, and you can transfer it back and forth between your checking and savings. What I personally do is I leave a bare minimum amount in my checking. Why? Because we literally make no money on that. The third account, and this would be, well, first of all, checking account is your day-to-day things. Number 2, which was the high yield savings account, I would say you would use this saving venue for maybe things that you're going to spend in the next 5 years. So anything that you're saving for, maybe a car, I would say the next 5 years, you should probably keep that money. Also, an emergency fund should be kept there too, away from your checking. The third one is going to be a brokerage account. Brokerage account is, for me, is going to be anywhere between 5 years and it depends on your age, but like this is not retirement, right? So anything over 5 years and long-term savings. Same thing, you can go to bankrate.com or Schwab, Fidelity, are both that you can just go online and set up a brokerage account easily that way. The only, I think, personal downside is that they are taxed, so that is something, but also your high yield savings account is taxed too. But this is going to be something, it's a little bit more volatile. The high yield savings accounts, you can't lose money. When you start getting into brokerage accounts, then it is the stock market. So that's why I say it's a much longer term hold. So you can deal with the ups and downs of the market and you'll still be fine because you're not looking to touch it, over 5 years. And the last one I want to touch base on is a Roth IRA. I'm sure everybody's like, Roths are amazing. The key thing about the Roth is that you put in post-tax money. So that means you get your check, it's taxed by the government, and then you deposit it into this Roth. The great thing about this is however many years from now, when you actually do retire, you don't have to pay any taxes at that point. Versus, let's say, talk about the 401k where it's pre-tax money. So when you take it out at the end, they take it out of your check pre-tax, and then you take it out at the end, then you have to pay taxes on it. There's good places to do both depending on you, your age, income, how long you're going to work. There's a lot of factors that decide that, but I'm going to talk about in this one is the Roth. And anyone, as long as they're receiving income, you can start very, very young to put this. As soon as my children started working, they opened a Roth. The amounts that you can put in for anybody under 50 is $7,000 a year, but you have to make $7,000, so you can't just put $7,000. And then for over 50, they have the catch up. So it's me over 50, I can put in $8,000 a year. There are some limitations on income, so I would definitely look up those. But so these are the 4 accounts I would recommend that you have at any age, well, as long as you're making income on the last one. A checking account, a high yield savings account, a brokerage account, and a Roth IRA account. Now, just want to do a little preface here, is that obviously the Roth is much longer term funds, and I would recommend you funding the Roth before you put extra money into the brokerage account. If you have any questions, as always, reach out.